Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the Coach Dave Academy YouTube channel. My name is Matt Emery. We're here for the Sachsenring for week 12, the final week of the 2025 season 1. Let's get into the hot lap. So let's get into the hot lap guide then for the Sachsenring circuit for the final week of season 1 for 2025. We head down towards turn 1, very tricky turn 1 here at the Sachsenring as it's slightly off camber and downhill as well. So a nice smooth brake trace up to about 80% on the brake pedal, which is, as I said, is kind of the standard amount in this car at peak pressure. Nice and smoothly onto it, and then we just see here through the long corner, which is turn 1, just holding onto the brake pedal for a really, really long time here, and we're just gently letting go of it just to make sure the nose is staying in, also to make sure we get the rotation at the apex as well. And then you can see we let go of the brake about halfway around the corner, and then on the throttle here, you see we got to about 80%, just come off it slightly, and then we go to 100% just to make sure the rear doesn't step out on us. So we spot our braking point just at the end of the pit wall here. You've got this line and marshal or flag post here to the left-hand side, which is your braking point for turn 1, or just after, and slam your brakes on, about 80% as usual in this car, about peak pressure. Then you want to turn it in nice and early into turn 1, down to second gear, and then just want to follow the curb round from this point, really. So you notice we're taking a nice sharp apex in, a very early apex, down to second gear, and then just follow this curb round, and then on the power as early as we can, about halfway round as the track opens up. Then we follow down the hill. This one seems to go on forever, this left-hander here. We need a bit of brake pressure just to get the nose in initially. Happy to keep that in third gear, and then same with this one. This one just goes on for absolutely ever, especially in this Porsche Cup car with the limited front end it has. Down to second gear, running really nice and wide on the entry, and then cut it back for a really straight exit and full power on the exit. Follow this one round then, still in third gear at this point. Off the throttle, a slight dab of the brake pedal, and then into this second left as well. You notice we're just carrying a bit of brake pedal here just to get the nose in, and then taking about 10% here again just to make sure the nose gets into the apex. You want to get on the power just before we start turning in to this apex curb here. So you've got this bit of service road on the inside, and before you get to the curb and before this curb ends, you want to be getting back on the power. Let the car travel out to the exit curb, and then run it nice and wide to open up the next left-hander as we plunge back down the hill. This one's flat until we get to the curb, then we have to have a slight lift just to make sure we make the corner, and then completely flat to the floor to the exit curb. You can run slightly past this exit curb on the outside, just open up this next one as well and straighten it as much as you can. And then, as you can see here, using all of the curb on the right-hand sides, down to fourth gear, and then a bit of brake pedal just before we turn in. So braking here just before we get to this white line on the curb here, on the AstroTurf there, sorry. Then flat out as we head across the curb, back on the power, let the car run out, using all of the exit curb again. Pretty much the track limits here are the curb, so as long as you've got some sort of wheel on the curb, it's absolutely fine. And then flat through here. Slight bit of brake pedal, similar to the first sector as well through here, just as we try and get the nose in. Again, this tracking card don't go too well together just because of the understeer factor. You need a bit more aero to be able to, enjoy these high-speed corners a bit more. So a slight dab of the brake just before we go into this left-hander, just to get the nose in, then flat out again as we go across the curb, and then the front tyres are screaming at this point. Completely flat through here as well as we head plunging down the hill into this famous section. Completely flat. Then slam the brakes on as we touch the curb. You're really looking to brake just at the start of this curb here, or if you're feeling a bit more brave on the brake pedal, then this white line here in between the two is absolutely fine. Slam the brakes on, down to third gear, and then just another really long radius corner, down to third gear, and then on the power as early as we can, again using all of the exit curb just to make sure we maximise the entry to this final corner, down to third gear, heavy on the brake pedal. You can use a lot of the inside curb here, and also you can tell it's uphill as well, which means you can brake slightly later, carry a bit more speed in, and then on the power, straighten the car up, and use all of the exit curb, which completes a lap. So that was the final hot lap guide then for this season for 2025 Season 1 at the Sachsenring. Hope that was useful for you guys. Same with the whole of the season. Hope it's been useful. You've learned some tips and tricks for this season's tracks. I will see you next year then. Next season for Season 2, we'll be back again with another 12-week calendar. As always, check out coachdaveacademy.com. All the latest data packs can be found there, and all the latest hot lap guides like this one can be found on the YouTube channel that you're watching on. But other than that, try not to lose too much iRacing in the Week 13 races, and I will see you next season. Take care, guys.